Hi friends, it's Peggy from prettypapercards.com. I'm here with my Yorkshire Terrier Ellie, and we're just playing a little bit. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here today. We're going to make a pretty, let me see what I called it, Gilded Heart Treat Box. And we're going to have fun. I guess she's done with her toy. This is her favorite little chicken toy. And she loves to run around the house and squeak him. Let's see. I guess she's done playing with him. Anyway, welcome, welcome. How are you today? I hope you guys are doing well. And okay, so it's kind of the middle of the winter. I know back east you all have a lot of snow and bad weather. I saw, hey Brian, good to see you. And we are having good weather, and we're looking forward to the Super Bowl. Yay! I hope you're here. I see that I'm broadcasting, but I'm not actually there. I am. Hey, good to see you guys. Who is ready for the Super Bowl? I know some people. Hey, Anthony. I know some people really love the Super Bowl. We do here at our house. And we're planning on having some, special food. And we kind of spend the afternoon watching the TV, seeing the commercials. We really like the commercials. But I know some people don't. And some people might actually just, some people like to stamp instead. So I was actually thinking that maybe during the Super Bowl time, I might put up a few tutorials for you, pictures and some PDF tutorials, so that you will have something to do if you are not a Super Bowl watcher and you might want to make some cards, which is wonderful. But anyway, welcome, welcome. I'm glad that you're here. And for the people who share my Facebook Live today, as I've been doing for several weeks, I'm going to send you a PDF tutorial for this project, for the box that we're going to do today. And let me just give you a quick little glimpse of it. Well, I'll just turn the camera so that you can see it. Here is our Gilded Heart Treat Box that we're going to make today. We're going to make both the box. I'll show you how to put the box together. And we're going to use some of the Gilded Leafing. Gilded Leafing. And so it's going to be a project. I don't really like messy things, but I've got it down to a dull roar. Stampin' Super Bowl, that's right. Brian's watching the Super Bowl. And I know we have our favorite quarterbacks because it's a battle of the quarterbacks this time, isn't it? We don't need to get into any issues though, no fights or anything. So I'm going to put Ellie down to take her nap, and we're going to get started because we have a lot to do. We're going to use several different techniques on today's box. So we're going to use Gilded Leafing, like I mentioned. We're going to use paper tearing. Do you see some paper tearing going on? We're going to put the treat box together, and we're going to learn how to use adhesive sheets if I can do it right. So let's get started. And the products we're going to use today are this. Hey Kay, good to see you. This is the treat box that Stampin' Up! Has in the mini catalog. And I want to show it to you because it's really neat. It's right here on page 11. This is the treat box. It's called the Love You Always Treat Box. And I don't know if I showed you, I might have showed you in the past. The thing that's so neat about it is it just pushes open like that. And it holds really a lot. I mean, you could put a couple of cookies in there. And I designed this one so it doesn't have to be for Valentine's Day, okay? This could be for any time, right? My heart smiles just thinking about you, even the gold heart. Hey, Marcia, Snow Company. So this kind of puzzled me when I first started. When you get the treat box, you get two different parts. This is the cover that it slides through, okay? This part is the cover. And then the bigger piece that we're going to put together is the bottom, the inside that holds the goodies. That's the most important part. So this is easy. The cover is easy. Everything is completely scored for you, so easy peasy, right? There's your cover. This is the trick, and I'll put it down so you can see more of it. It has a long end here, here is the long end, and a short end down here. And the two sides are equal. So I always make it by putting my long end up. And the first thing to do is just go ahead and fold on all the score lines so you get it pliable and ready so that your folds go either direction. Thank you, Marcia. You're calling it a slider box. I think that's more descriptive. I really do. And they're not too much. I think you get what, something like 10 for $9? Yeah, 10 boxes for $9, and they're a fabulous quality. Okay, now again, we've got the long side up, and the first thing we're going to start with is the sides. And you see that there are tabs, so we're going to press those tabs in and pull up each side. And our sides are going to go up and over. Let me pull this back so that you can see it. Up and over. And it presses down in kind of an interesting way. Can you see that little tab in there? That goes forward and not back. Okay, and then you do the same one again on the other side. And the tab is forward and not back. So there you've got your two sides put together, and until we put the short end on, they will continue to pop up. So let's do that right now. And the short end goes in the same way the sides do. Fold it down and the little tab pops up. I'll put that up there so you can see. Do you see how that tab right there? See it going along on the short end and on each side? I mean, it's a very well-made box. And the interesting thing is right in here, right at that fold, there's a little hole, a little slit. So when you put this part down, fold it in, and this clicks right into that little slit. And there's your box. It took me a while to figure it out. Hi, Pam. Thank you. Hi, Allison. So it took me a little while. If you have some, come back to this video to see, but once you get the hang of it, it's really easy, and then they slide right into that little cover. Now, here's what I love about this cover, is that you can put a belly band around it, and then when someone goes to open it, they don't have to undo all the wrapping. The beautiful wrapping and design and everything you put on the top stays, and they just push it out and get out there. You could put earrings, you could put a ring, someone could put a ring. You could put a lot of fun things in there. A pair of socks, maybe. A mask. We're wearing a lot of masks these days. Some masks would fit in there. So it's really a neat treat box, I think. And again, let's take a look at our sample. So this is what we're going to make. And that's how it's folding out. It's coming out. And so you can see all the prettiness stays. Okay, so the paper we're going to be using today is the Hydrangea Hill paper. And for the belly band, I decided I've been making a lot of red and yellow today, and I decided I wanted to go for pink. You know I love pink. And this is cut at 10 inches by 3 3/4. And the reason is because the box is 4 inches tall, you might say. So we're going to go with 3 3/4, and it fits on there just perfectly, kind of like a card where you have the little border frame on the top and the bottom. Now I have score marks, and where did I put them? Oh, maybe I put them over here. Okay, 1 1/2, 3, 5 3/4, and 7 1/2. But you know, truthfully, you don't really need it. I don't personally. I go ahead and if you've got it cut at 10, you're going to have a nice overlap. So what I do is turn my box over. I'm going to use some Stamp and Seal because I think it does hold really well. And I'm going to make sure to put this really even. I want to make sure you can see with the same amount of border at the top and the bottom. So kind of like this. Okay. And then we're just going to fold it over, and the box itself creates the score lines. if you know what I mean. You just keep folding, and the only trick is to be sure it ends up even on the back, and it does. It's absolutely perfect. And so then we're just going to put some more. You always have to advance it to get the sticky ready. And I'm going to glue this, adhere this down on the back. Just like that. And there's your belly band. And then you can kind of fuss with it and do a little folding. Hi Karen, good to see you. Boxes of cash. I like that, Brian. Boxes full of cash. Would you send me one? I would love to get a box of cash. So again, our box still opens just normally, and I mean, just slides out, and so you can do anything you want for the decoration. You can go round and round with ribbon and have a lot of fun. Okay, the box is put together. Now, I think the first thing we're going to do before we start decorating is we're going to go ahead and do this gilded leafing. Eek. Because that way we'll get it done and it can kind of set to the side. It doesn't totally need to dry, but we're going to let it sit to the side and kind of set. So the way I'm going to do it today, you can do this gold leafing in any way. Here is the gold leafing, gilded leafing. This is the way it looks. And I've taken out most of it and put it in a taller container. And I've just put in here what I want for today. It's very delicate and light little pieces of airy gold. Not real gold, I'm sure. And the thing is, you need something to stick it on. You can't just set it on a piece of paper and have it stick. It's not self-stick. You need to put a sticky something. Now they have the heat and stick powder. I was playing around with that, and I don't know, it still felt somewhat sticky afterward. It was more difficult to use. So what I found that I'm kind of liking is either tear and tape, if you're going to do a strip of gold leafing, gilded leafing. But we're doing a heart today. We're going to do this heart, and this is from the Mini Hearts dies. So what I'm going to do is I thought I would try this, the adhesive sheets. And what you do is you pull this up and put your paper down inside, right on the sticky stuff, and then you put the die on there. And there's sticky stuff on the back too. Am I right? Am I right in how that works? I hope so. Sometimes I get confused. And I'm just going to put this down to keep it from, we'll see if it works out. If it doesn't, we'll have to think of something else. And now we're going to run it. You guys who know what you're doing, you can advise me, because I don't use it that often. And I'm always thrilled when it turns out right. So I'm going to get out my mini boss, baby boss, and put that right in there. And so what I find is the paper is on the top. The die is going to cut the paper, and then there's going to be glue on the back. So let's see if that's going to work. And we're going to run this through. And we'll just see if it comes out the way it did when I did my sample. Okay. There are a lot of people who are much better at this, but I wanted to use it and just play. Okay, so here we have our heart. And now we should have some sticky stuff on the back, and we just have to find where it peels off. And let's see if I'm right. There it is. There, we peel that off. And now what we're going to do, is it going to be sticky? Yes! Yay! Yay! We did it! Okay, now I have a silicone craft sheet, and I'm going to put this down just because a lot of gold is going to get on here. Well, it did before. I had gold everywhere, actually. So let me put my baby boss off to the side and all this other stuff that I was using. And we'll get out the gold leafing. So now there's a sticky surface. Okay, I'm doing it right. Thanks, Anthony. So now here is the gold leafing. Now there are a couple ways you could do this. I did put it in a large plastic container with a lid. And I was just dumping this into the large container, but I found a little less messy way of doing it. you pick up one of these leaves. Can you see this leaf? It weighs absolutely nothing. You don't even know that you've got it in your hands. And then you just lay it down on the heart, just like that, and it's going to stick. Okay, and it sticks on everything. And don't sneeze around it, it'll fly all over. Okay, and I think we'll put this little piece down on the corner. What you want to do is cover the stickiness with the gold leafing and press it down. And if you see any little places like there where there's no gold leafing and there's paper instead, you want to make sure to press it down and then begin to just move your fingers across there and get it pressed down and get the excess to come off the sides. Now, when I used regular multi-purpose glue, which you can, and the heat and stick powder, I don't know if I did that right, but I think I did. And what happened was it was still sticky. I had trouble with it still being sticky and the stickiness kind of coming through. Where with this, it worked really well. Now my problem is it sticks on my nails. Look at that, isn't that neat? But it does come off later. So actually what I found that was working for me is a little wipe, a little wet one. And so I have some of those because I use that to get it off my nails and off my fingers so I can keep working. Okay, now I have a little, it is stunning, and I have just a little strange little paintbrush that I had around the house. And now I'm just going to start brushing to get all the pieces off and to kind of smooth it because now it's adhered. And so you see how there's some of the, it looks like little crumbs coming off of it. And so you just keep brushing until it really smooths out and you see that a lot of the crumbs are coming off. And afterward, I just pour the, oh, I breathed too much and it scattered. Pour the extra leafing back into the jar. And so we're just going to do that until it really smooths out nicely. What do you think? I was really afraid to use it. And that's one reason I wanted to show you is because I thought, you know what, you might be afraid to use yours too. But I just went for it. And now I can just really smooth my hand over it and it's all covered in gold leaf. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. Okay, so I'm going to set my brush aside. I'm going to try to get some of this to go. You see how it just goes all over. I went into the kitchen and I took little pieces of gold with me, which was kind of fun. Kind of fun. Yeah, it doesn't. Later, I'll clean it up more. And then when I get the bigger pieces off and into my jar, I will use my wipe on it. But for now, we're just going to set all this to the side so that we can continue working. And we'll just do that. And there's our gold-leafed heart. So I think I'll get more brave with it as time goes on. You got yours yesterday, Marcia? You haven't tried it. Okay, well, you need to. Go ahead and play with it because it's really a lot of fun. So now let's go back and look at our box. Here's our box, and here's our gold heart. And so what we're going to do also today is we're going to do some paper tearing. Now this is another piece of the hydrangea. I'm using things from just all over the mini catalog. This is another piece of the Hydrangea Hill Designer Series paper. And what I want to do with this is I want to put it on the lower section of the box and I'm going to tear it from the top to the bottom. Like I mentioned, we're going to just be using and learning some different techniques today. So we're just going to start and we're just going to tear our paper and have it go down. We want it to look kind of like a little hill. And we can fix that up at the top. Every piece is going to look different, and that's what our piece ends up looking like. But I think it's just interesting, something new. I wanted to show you some new different techniques. So we're going to add this little piece of torn designer series paper and adhere it with some multi-purpose glue right down here on the bottom of our box. So that is the beginning of the decoration. Now what we're going to do is tie. We're in a gold mood today, right? So we're going to tie some of this beautiful gold ribbon. Let's see what it's called here. Fine art ribbon in gold. And when I first saw it in the catalog, I thought it was like burlap because the gold didn't show up a lot. So I didn't order it. And then I found out it was gold. Oh my gosh, I love it. So we're going to tie some of this in a bow around the left side of the box. And remember what I mentioned to you, that it's so great that you can still slide the box in and out. So nobody's going to have to disturb your pretty bow once you get it tied. I love that. Because usually you think, oh my gosh, if I tie a bow, you know, they're going to have to open it and untie the bow, and then it won't be pretty anymore. So we're just going to tie a piece of this beautiful gold ribbon around. It is kind of, well, rough textured, kind of textured in a way, but those gold flecks are so pretty. So we're just going to tie a bow. Now, of course, you could tie a knot. I know some of you prefer to tie knots, and that would be absolutely just as pretty. But I personally like bows. And as I've mentioned, you just work with that bow. You just pull it down and fluff it up and get it to right where you like it. And then I'm going to pull what I call the tails down, like that. Now, I kind of like that. And then I'm going to trim off the tails. I think I better get out my bigger. I have these bigger, beautiful scissors I only use for ribbon. Stampin' Up! Used to sell them, and they're so sharp, and I only use them for my ribbon. Good thing I don't have little kids, because I would have to be screaming at them about that. So there's our beautiful gold ribbon. Now, I mentioned to you that the other thing we're using with the stamp set bundle and die bundle that we're really using with this box is Lots of Heart. And the reason I like it is because it goes for all occasions. It's not a Valentine thing. You can have this all year round. Use this box all year round. You can design the front with using different colors, and it will not be a Valentine thing. And so that's what I love about the Lots of Heart dies also. And this is a floral die that they have that's in the die set, and I just think it's so pretty. Isn't that just so pretty? And I thought it would look really nice on our box. So I'm gonna, yes, I like the ribbon too, Karen. And again, little tiny dots of your glue. Let me just clean that off a little bit, because I don't want any blurps to happen. We just want little dots of glue to come out. Just tiny dots, and not everywhere, just in some of the main areas, the larger areas that you know you want to make sure they're adhered there. Just like that. And then we'll turn it over and we'll just stick it on. Let me see, I think I might like to get some glue right down here on this lower leaf, like that. Okay. And you can just put it wherever you want, but I wanted to make it kind of a show, and so I want it to stick over a little bit. So I just put it right there. And just hold down until it sets for a minute. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do some stamping. Yay, that's what we're here for, right? Stamping. And we're going to use Rococo Rose ink, which is the color of this paper. I don't know if you can see, but I've got little gold flecks all over here. I guess they're not so much in the camera, but I'm seeing them. And the sentiment I really like. My heart smiles just thinking about you. And I think this is a nice sentiment to give this little treat box to anybody. And what I'm going to do is, it really doesn't matter. I had already torn this paper when I made the sample, so it's torn at the bottom. but you just stamp it any place, your sentiment, on a scrap of basic white cardstock. And then we're just going to tear around it like we did with our other piece. Here we go. And in a way, it's kind of fun. Just make sure you don't tear off the letters that are important, right? That's what I'm trying not to do there. Okay, and so you just tear. Isn't that fun? I think it's kind of freeing because you don't have to pull out a label die, you don't have to pull out a punch, you just tear. Kind of fun. I probably like it more than I should. And I'm trying to make it somewhat thin so that it will fit nicely the way I want it to on my box right here. Okay, and I'm going to glue that again with my multi-purpose glue. I'm still thinking about that box of money, Brian. I had never thought of a box of money, but now that I have, I might mention something to my husband. Honey, here's a cute box. I would love you to give it back to me with money in it. That would go over well. Okay, so now we have everything adhered and put on except our beautiful gilded heart. And we're going to use dimensionals, Stampin' Dimensionals for our heart because this is the feature, the absolute feature of this little box is this beautiful gilded heart. And so we're going to put it a little bit over the sentiment, just like that. And there you go. I think I might trim this, this one little tail looks a little bit too long for my liking. Let's clip that just a tad bit. Okay, I think that looks a little bit better. So what do you think? I'll hold it up a little more so you can see it. Isn't that beautiful? I think anybody would be thrilled to get that with money inside. Or chocolates. I mean, chocolate's almost as good as money, right? It is very elegant. And I am going to use the Gilded Leafing more as I play with it more. This is about my second or third time playing with it, but I want to do some other things, and I'll teach them to you as soon as I find them out. Now, one little reminder, don't forget that February is the last month of celebration where you get a free gift for every $50 order. And if you use my host code for this month, I will send you a package of 20 note cards and envelopes free as your gift for using my host code. And it's right above the video here. It's right up there. So for $50 order of anything you want, you can get some of these products we've used today. You can end up getting a free package of 20 note cards and envelopes and a free gift from the Celebration catalog. And if you haven't seen that, it's on my blog today, prettypapercards.com. And it's a wonderful time to join Stampin' Up! There's no obligation. The biggest thing about joining is after you join, you get 20% off every single order that everything you order. That's why I joined. That's why everybody joins, because we love the products and we want to get them for the best price. You can stay a demonstrator. I think it's, if you join now, you would stay a demonstrator until July with no obligation at all. Just buy whatever you want, fill your wish list for 20% off. And I will send you anyway the host code gift. If you join, you get more gifts from me, of course. And I have a wonderful team, so there's a link right above if you'd like to join. And during celebration, when you join, you get let's see, $50 worth of fabulous 6x6 designer series paper that is an extra that you don't normally get. $99 is the joining price. You get $125 worth of product. It ships free, and $50 or more worth of some beautiful 6x6 designer series paper. So if you're inclined at all, this is the time to join. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for popping on today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, either stamping or watching the Super Bowl. And I hope you make some of these fun boxes and try your Gilded Leafing. Okay, thank you so much. Bye-bye.